office. How do you want me to get satisfaction? How do you expect us to have another child? What do you mean this is not? Oh, please don't tell me that.
Boss TV, where inspiration strikes.
Na mpenzi mtazamaji, karibu kwenye sehemu ya pili. Sasa ni sehemu ambapo tunataka kuanza mazungumzo yetu, na kama nilivyokujuza hapo awali ya kwamba mazungumzo yatakuwa kwa misingi ya msimu wa mirengo, haswa ikizingatiwa kwamba Rais Uhuru Kenyatta tayari ashaidhinisha na kuifanya sheria ile mswada kwenye marekebisho ya vyama vya kisiasa. Tayari nafasi ipo katika kutengeneza mirengo, na tayari katika taifa letu la Kenya tunaona kwamba wapo wanasiasa ambao wamekuja pamoja na kutengeneza mirengo. Upo mrengo wa Azimio, kuna mrengo wa naibu rais pamoja na Musalia Mudavadi unaofahamika kama Kenya Kwanza, lakini japo haijakuwa kamili, lakini inakisiwa kwamba tayari ndilo jina ambalo linapendekezwa, Kenya Kwanza. Na pia tupo na One Kenya Alliance ambao ni muungano wa kinara wa chama cha Wiper pamoja na Gideon Moi, seneta wa Baringo. Na kati ya hizi mirengo mitatu tunataka kudadavua na kutambua, je, ni mrengo upi upo na sera zinazohusiana na mwananchi, na ni mrengo upi upo na nafasi bora kutoa ushindi kwenye uchaguzi mkuu wa mwaka 2022, uchaguzi ambao utakukujia itakapofika tarehe 9 Agosti, miezi 7 kutoka sasa. Na nilikuwa natazamia kuona wageni wawili ndani ya studio, mmoja kutoka katika chama cha ANC ambaye ni kijana mwepesi anayefahamika kama Bwana Francis Almond, yupo tayari nami hapa ndani ya studio. Lakini yule ambaye tunatazamia aweze kufika ni kutoka katika chama cha ODM ambaye ni Bwana Gordon kutoka hapa mjini Changamwe, lakini bado hajaweza kufika. Na kadri ya jinsi tunavyokwenda kumsubiria, lazima tuweze kusonga mbele na kipindi, na kwa hivyo tutaweza kuanza na Bwana Francis Almond hapa ambaye anatokea katika chama cha ANC. Alikuwa kule Bomas. Nitakuwa namuuliza haswa kwa nini walituletea kinachofahamika kama earthquake, na wanahisi kilichofanyika pale mtazamo wake ni upi, na kwenda mbele muungano huu unamaanisha nini haswa katika siasa zetu za Kenya, na nafasi yao ya kutoa ushindi upo wapi. Na pia watakuwa wanatueleza, je, mazungumzo haya ambayo tumesikia kuhusu uchumi bora, pesa mfukoni, kazi ni kazi, bottom up, inamaanisha nini haswa, pamoja na mengi zaidi ya kisiasa ambao tutakuwa tunazungumza naye muda usio mrefu. Lakini kabla sijaweza kumleta studioni, mpenzi mtazamaji, nikujuze kwamba nafasi upo nao ya kusema nasi kupitia mitandao yetu ya kijamii mbashara pale Facebook, pamoja pia unaweza wasilisha usemi wako kupitia nambari unayoiona chini ya runinga yako hapo. Na swali ambalo tunakuuliza asubuhi ya leo, kutokana na mirengo hii mitatu, Azimio, Kenya Kwanza na One Kenya Alliance, unahisi ni mrengo upi upo na nafasi bora ya kutoa ushindi ifikiapo Agosti 9? Ni mrengo upi kwako unahisi upo na nafasi njema na nafasi nzuri ya kutoa ushindi ifikiapo Agosti 9? Unatakuwa unatuambia mrengo huo na sababu zako ni zipi haswa kwa kifupi, alafu nitakuwa napitia baadhi ya jumbe zenu na semi zenu tunavyozidi kusonga mbele na kipindi asubuhi ya leo. Lakini kwa sasa niwaletee mgeni wangu ndani ya studio ambaye ni Bwana Francis Almond kutoka katika chama cha ANC. Jambo kaka.
Sir.
Mambo mazuri. Good morning.
Good morning.
Uko fresh?
Salama kabisa.
Karibu sana Boss TV.
Yeah.
Nafikiri ndo mara yako ya kwanza kuwa hapa.
Exactly.
Yeah. Na tukianza pengine kwa wale ambao wameweza kutangamana na wewe na wamekufahamu kutokana na nafasi ambayo unaishikilia kama katibu kwenye chama hicho cha ANC hapa Mombasa, hususan katika nyanja ile ya vijana, yule ambaye hakufahamu, kwa kifupi Bwana Almond ni nani?
Okay, by name I'm Francis Almond. Ningependa kutumia Kiingereza ndio.
Haina wasiwasi.
So I'm from Nyali, Kongowea ward. I'm a member of ANC as a secretary, Coastal Region, not only Mombasa, for the youths particularly. Yeah, mostly I'm concerned about the youth affairs. Yeah.
Kwa nini hazo?
Because I'm a youth and you know, youths are the forefront runners in politics right now as we talk. So I'm basically concerned about their tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
And in your capacity as a youth secretary at the ANC party, and you just gave us a shocker just recently out from the earthquake in itself.
Yeah.
Maybe you should paint for us a picture on how things were at Bomas.
Okay, first I'll say the event was successful, basically because of the coordination and everything that happened there. Some of you, almost of us, were not expecting, but the earthquake had its own meaning. So basically I have to say that the event was to open eyes for the Kenyans, for the youths, and everyone, every stakeholder, to realize the purpose of the party itself. Yeah.
Right. And are you sure Kenyans were shocked as you had anticipated?
Of course, from the reaction you can see, they have to go and re-strategize, and some of them have, you've heard from their talks that they are talking about. So that one tells you that indeed there was a tremor in their hearts, not necessarily physical, but in their heart there was a tremor that was caused. So you see, it had an impact. Yeah.
You were there in Bomas, right?
Yeah, I was there.
Did you expect whatever happened to have happened?
They do say that rumors have it right. So to me, it was not majorly a surprise because, you know, when you see the way things are happening before, you can vividly just access that something might happen in this event that most people don't expect. But if you are inside the house,
Right.
of course, you can't miss to understand what the house is planning tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Your brothers from One Kenya Alliance have accused your party leader of being a betrayer for the reasons that he is working with Deputy President William Ruto, and they did not tell him that he did not tell them that he was coming to the ANC Congress. Do you feel those allegations and that kind of talk is better placed?
Actually, I have to say that those are fake allegations. Why am I saying that they are fake allegations? Because, you know, you can't come inside my house and ask me the kind of visitors that I have to invite in my house. So you see, for example, when we hit the NDC, it was for the ANC party. Remember, they had done their NDC before.
Right.
And they invited their friends, just as the PL said, our party leader said initially during the function. So we had to invite the friends. So when we invited the friend, it was not necessary for them to leave. As a leader, maybe you will have just sat down, because our main aim is to unite Kenyans. Our main aim is not to divide. So when you want to invite or to unite, you have to bring everyone on board. Whether this person is having a negative or another opinion, we bring those opinions so that we can see which one. Maybe this person is having 10 opinions, but out of these 10, we can get 3 which are good for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Your point of argument, I heard from those who are within the ANC party, they're saying, why did they invite their friends during their NDCs? And they are talking back at us like why we did invite the Deputy President William Ruto. But then they are arguing that you knew, the NC party knew that they were bringing their friends, but them, you failed to tell them that you're supposed to bring the Deputy President William Ruto. Do you think that argument has a bit of sense?
That argument is just basic of politics. You know, there is what we say that somebody is hibernating behind the truth. When you see at the structure how things run in a party, there are some formalities that the coordinators are the one who are concerned, not the PL. His work is only to mention, and his work is not to necessarily make the publication that this is a visitor that I have to invite.
Right.
Not every invited visitor will automatically come to your event.
Right.
Yeah. So we didn't expect, me neither, that maybe the DP was going to be there, but they were sent invitations. So those who come, we welcome.
Right.
Yeah.
The NC party has caused a fallout within One Kenya Alliance, but the One Kenya Alliance principals, likes of Kalonzo Musyoka, they have said that that does not scare them in any way, and they will soldier on to the ballot. Don't you think your goal was to kill and dismantle One Kenya Alliance did not succeed?
What I have to say about that is that One Kenya Alliance is just like any other coalition, and each and every person has an obligation to choose where you want to be. Right now we are in political shifts. You have to see and gauge where you think you can succeed, because it's all about winning and changing.
Right.
Yeah. So when we invited a friend, they are the one who objected, not us. They are the one who left us, not us. We didn't leave them. They are the one who left our event and went. So how do you say that we wanted to kill Oka?
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe in your capacity as the secretary of the youths of ANC here in Mombasa, you may have had a little reasons about what I'm just about to ask you. And somebody will be keen to ask, why was it easy for you guys to invite the DP and not inviting the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga?
Okay, just as you have just said, it was not easy. There are some things that the party considers. Basically, there are some answers that I'm not answerable to. Like that one, I can't answer you because maybe my Secretary General, who is Jimmy Anzago, I think he has been here with you. He can answer that because this is going according to the interest, and whom you see you can work with better.
Right.
Yeah.
Good. Now, do you feel this pact between the two, that is the Deputy President together with your party leader, have the youth embraced this pact?
Of course, they are embracing it. If you see the rally yesterday in Nakuru, you can just definitely see that people are happy about it. Yeah, and basically what we are fighting for is the unity and economic restoration of this nation.
Right.
That is what we are basically fighting for. Yeah.
All along, you've been trying to accuse the Deputy President for a number of reasons, and also your party leader has been quoted to use some bit of words, harsh enough, politically speaking.
See, in fact, you are everything I ever wanted in a woman.
I think your husband is having an affair.
I'm so far in this marriage, Joe.
See, these things happens in Bollywood movies.
I've discovered that you're a witch.
Why don't you have a single drop of human sympathy?
The fact that I've been polite with you all these years doesn't mean I'm afraid of you.
You better take care to whoever that is responsible for that pregnancy. We don't have a bastard in our family.
I will not be here and allow that useless girl tear my family apart.
Point of correction. I am not abandoning my own family.
What is it? Shh. Frank, you won't sleep with me, your wife in the house. You won't sleep with me in the office. How would you want me to get satisfaction? How would you expect us to have another child?
What do you think this is not?
Oh, please don't tell me that.
Naam, ni furaha na buraha iliyoje mpenzi mtazamaji wa Boss TV kukuletea kipindi kipendacho kitakachokufunza mapishi na mahajumati mbalimbali ya Kipwani. Ukiletwa nami mtoto wa Kipwani Bimishi Omar Zuberi almaarufu Mrs. Dubai. Papa hapa katika stesheni unayopenda na kuienzi. Mwanamke si mapambo tu, mwanamke ni jiko. Basi usikose kufuatilia kipindi hiki katika runinga yetu ya Boss TV, pia katika mitandao yetu ya kijamii, YouTube, Facebook na Instagram @Boss TV. Mahajumati ya Kipwani.
Boss TV, where inspiration strikes.
Tufanye jambo gani ili tujizuie na magonjwa? Ama ni kwa nini tunapata magonjwa? Na je, ungependa kujua mengi zaidi kuhusu magonjwa tofauti na jinsi ya kujizuia? Basi mtazamaji wangu, ungana nami Judy Ngongoni Kiongo na ndani ya kipindi cha Jukwaa la Afya Yako, papa hapa ndani ya Boss TV, mahali ambapo maswali na maswala yako yote yataweza kutatuliwa na wahudumu wa afya kutoka hapa Pwani. Tegea Jukwaa la Afya Yako.
Wala sehemu kiraka. Jamani, madege mengi mpaka hili nalo dege. Kumbe dege. Dege tena dege lisoliwa.
Boss TV, where inspiration strikes.
Straight off the point.
Wazee wa majanga.
Kutaka kumuuliza mzungu mtoto yalia.
The baby is ringing.
With all Blake symptom pleflexes.
I don't understand it.
Live bro.
Next time.
Ala.
Hawa wanaishi kwa vituko.
Yo.
Ardhi na bifu na mbingu, mbona broko juu? Hii ni kazi ya Mungu, sio babu ama mjukuu.
Wayaona majanga haya.
Sasa ni wazee ama visharobaro.
Taka mademu sisi.
Finish.
Mambo yao ya kubwaga majanga kila leo.
Kazi yangu mimi ya building and construction.
Building and construction.
Building contractor.
Building and construction.
Hebu ni kucheki.
Building
and construction.
Ni mganga. Uganga basi wa kutapeli watu, wa kunyang'anya watu kabisa.
Ngoja utakuja buti wewe. Kuja mtu albadiri hivi kama hao chizi wa crazy. Sisi ndio wazee wa majanga.
Wazungu sema it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Building and construction.
Exactly. Good night.
Same to you.
The same to you too.
As the sun rises from the east to the west, we are ready to serve you with the best. Starting from news updates both locally and internationally, analysis of newspaper articles and headlines, deeper meanings of political happenings and interviews, discussions on various topical topics and issues in the society. All this on Good Morning Boss, every morning, Monday to Friday, with me, Shaka Kogega, right here on Boss TV.
Boss TV, where inspiration strikes.
Hello kids, Boss TV is finally here and we are mindful of you. Every Saturday we bring you an educational, inspiring and entertaining kids show known as the Tutus Club.
I am special as I can be. I am special, I am me.
We will showcase amazing kids' talents, fascinating stories, the toughest tongue twisters, and not forgetting the Teen Talk Show.
Baby shark, baby shark, baby shark.
Somebody needs somebody. My body, your body. I'm more check my body, my body. My body, your body. I'm more check my body.
Join me, Joy Kaliche, every Saturday only on Boss TV.
Hello, boys. It's so nice to finally meet you in person.
Let's roll.
I got unfinished business. I found the man who murdered my wife and killed him.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the second part of the show. We are still here, and we just did take a short break, and sorry for that technical hinge, but first we must continue with what we were discussing. And my guest is still Mr. Almond here from the ANC party, trying to shed more light concerning what had happened earlier last week on a Sunday at the Bomas of Kenya in relation to the earthquake. And just to summarize whatever had happened, if they are Kenyans, of course it's in the public domain right now that you guys, the ANC party, have entered into a joint deal with the UDA party. Yes, we've seen quite a series of rallies that you are doing together. Today we are also headed at Bungoma. In a nutshell, what can we look forward to in the near future, speaking about coalitions, before we get deeper now?
Okay, when we talk about the union between the ANC and the UDA, I'd like to say that right now as we speak, expect anything to come. I can't say that we have reached somewhere for the political structures. And any other thing. Basically what we are now, we just united to work together. So the rest, you just be patient, everything will be on light. Yeah.
And now, I know what this is happening, and the current formations of coalitions that we are talking about here are all geared towards winning the general election.
Exactly.
And yesterday, the Deputy President, William Ruto, was quoted saying that with Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula, then the UDA party and the entire bottom-up and the side at which Kenya Kwanza is aligned to might get it easy in winning this election. Do you feel the same feeling as his?
Yeah.
Why so?
You know, politics is all about numbers. When you look at the numbers in the ones that, the regions that have been enlarged by these two, you'll see that they have, we have a good chance. If we were to, we have not formed the coalition because it has not been registered. So unless it be registered, that is when you say that we have a coalition.
Right.
Right now, what we are seeing is that the unity, that they have one agenda, not like they have formed the coalition. So after the coalition has been formed, that is when now we can talk about what next.
Right.
Yeah.
And what next will be determined by the numbers you've just explained to me here.
Yeah.
And people are worried because it was being propelled out there that Mudavadi's numbers are not as many as such. Looking at the recent times, we've seen the Western Bloc region trying to lean and rally behind the former Prime Minister. Does that even worry you to some extent, you as ANC?
You know, what we see on TV is not what is on ground. We want to see what is on the ground. What are the people saying on the ground? You know, as much as there are so many allegations or so many critiques that have been happening behind the curtains, what we have to admit is that Mudavadi is the kingpin of the lawyers. And being that is the leader who is recognized by the people on the ground, that one is enough credit.
Which people? And the people were at Bukongo Stadium with Francis Atwoli, the court to SG, together with Raila Odinga.
There is one thing that us Kenyans we fail to understand sometimes, is that when there is something like a rally, it is a mandate for everyone to attend. Whether you have the opinions, you agree with their opinions or not. So whether the Bukungu Stadium was filled, was full or something like that, does not mean that everyone there was opposing the agenda. So what are we talking about here? When you go to the people now on the ground and ask the people who are living in the villages, those who are working, the businesses around, have you thought about their views about this? So their views are totally different because they understand we have been forging for the economy. You see, right now, the living standards are a bit high. And the only hope that we have that can change this is Musalia, because he has the agenda of the restoration of the economic status.
Right.
Yeah.
We will be coming back to the agendas, Mr. Almond here, but I want to understand this from you very keenly because you're part and parcel of the NC party, and I believe you've also gotten to mingle with top officials within the party.
Yeah.
But looking at how things are happening and looking at what is being said out there, people are accusing your party leader, especially those who are within the Western region, are saying that the fact that he has joined the hustlers nation, the other side, then he is on his own.
You know, as a leader, you have to accept the positive and negatives. You know, one positive sometimes, 10 positives will not be seen, but one negative will be seen. So I count it as just like one of the negatives that we have amongst the 10. So meaning there are 9 who are still positive about it. Yes. So as we speak right now, those who have already presented their idea concerning or their thought about the unity that has just been brought in between these two parties, I think they're just from personal interest. They are not for the interest of the people. Yes. So our main aim is to focus on the interests of the people.
Right.
Yeah.
Has your party leader been made stronger with this pact, or he has been made more weaker?
I think, as you can see, we are happy, meaning we are stronger. You know, when you're happy, meaning you're strong. But when you feel you're weak, you'll not be happy. But we are glad. We are forging on and making a progressive that somebody will not imagine that will have happened. Yeah. So in politics, you know, you have to expect anything because we are here to change the narratives, and you cannot change the narratives by doing the same things, the same time, always at the same period. So you have to divert sometimes and do some things that maybe people don't expect. Yeah.
And talking about the Western region bloc as a whole, where the party leader, the NC party leader comes from, you know, our politics, we will not shy away from saying the truth, and we should call a spade and not a big spoon, that our politics predominantly within the lines of tribal, even though we are fighting that to end. But looking at how we craft our numbers, it's based on where the person comes from. And the Western region, do you think this time round there is a possibility of them rallying behind their leader, Musalia Mudavadi?
Of course, that one is a sure bet that I have to confirm to you, because when I say sure bet, meaning the people have accepted, you know, it's very essential. And sometimes in Kenya, we have seen most of the leaders who vie, they always have the massive support from the backyard or the background. So when Musalia tops, because he'll be the only lawyer who is vying for the presidency. So meaning the lawyer nation will rally behind him, no matter what. That is the take, and it will not change, no matter how other people talk about it. It can't change.
It cannot change.
It cannot change.
At all.
Yeah.
And now that we have this pact have two principles, that is the deputy president together with the ANC party leader, and the two, previously they've said they are going for the topmost seat, and no one has so far said I'll be number 2 or be number 1. How do you think this is going to be worked out?
Just a correction, there are 3. You have forgotten about Wetangula.
Wetangula, has he said he's going to be for the topmost seat?
He's also a principal. We are talking about the principal.
Okay.
Yes. So that's why I told you, and I'll repeat that we say that the coalition has been registered. Until that time that the coalition will be registered, that is when now we'll start bargaining on who will step on who and who will do this for that. But before that, we can't really say that this is the right person or this is the second person.
Kenyans are thinking of the obvious.
Yeah.
Don't you think the same?
I don't think the same. Just like I told you, things are going to be unpredictable. Just as the leaders say, the PL say that this year you will be, this time around you will be unpredictable. And mark this right, and one time I'll come back and confirm to you, it is going to be unpredictable. So what is in your mind may be in contrary to what you think.
Right.
Yeah.
And the unpredictable point here is we might see of a case where Deputy President will support the ANC party leader for the presidency. That's what you're saying. It will be unpredictable.
It will be unpredictable. Even Wetangula can be there. So when I say that, you see, any of them is possible. There is a possibility. Right. Yeah. So it's good to just chill and be humble and see what is happening, and by that you'll just figure out what is going to happen next.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, to what damage do you feel this has caused One Kenya Alliance?
I don't think if there is that a huge damage in it, because the alliance was formed initially before. In fact, it was one of the alliances that was formed earlier before any other alliance, right? So does not mean that when one person leaves it, the agendas that they have will not be proceeded.
Right.
So the persons who are there, they have the mandate to ensure that they reach their objectives. If they are truth about it, and if they are not truth about it, then now that is when they say that it will fail.
Right.
So the court remains on them.
But looking at the few principles within the One Kenya Alliance previously that we did have, Musalia Mudavadi was very key. And you know, a pillar like Musalia Mudavadi walking out from One Kenya Alliance, Kenyans might feel maybe to some extent the One Kenya Alliance is going nowhere, and it's more weaker as compared to previously, even though they've spoken out so boldly. Do you have the same kind of thought?
Of course, PL had a big impact on that, and we have to admit that he had a big impact. And as I mentioned to you earlier, that our party leader did not exit OCA. They are the ones who exit from us.
Right.
Okay? If our aim is to unite Kenyans, you have to adhere and listen to everyone.
Right.
Yeah, you have the mandate to listen to everyone. However, we might have that natural instinct or that natural dislike about the person, but does not mean that you can't listen to this person's idea. So if it were for the will of the people or for the good of the people, they would have sat down and listened to what this other guy is about to say. Then from that is when you can say, okay, I know you because you do one or the. You can't penalize me because of the history. Because even Christians repent. So if I repent, will you still accuse me of the past?
Perhaps not.
Yeah, so everything has to change. We have to change our mentality, how we figure out things, and I have to say we are safe. We are safe where we are, and I just pray that OCA also continues with the agendas that they have, and everything is just okay. It's just a political move. Yeah.
Right. Before this all thing happened and the fallout on Sunday from the One Kenya Alliance, we had a lot in stake within the One Kenya Alliance. Each principal throwing words at each other, maybe in a funeral somewhere, in a wedding somewhere. We even had the last meeting that your party leader did not attend, and upon being asked why he didn't, he felt he had some prior commitments. But then, do you feel that the writing was on the wall that One Kenya Alliance was a kind of vehicle that is headed nowhere, and you guys had to look for another ship that can take you somewhere?
Okay, I have to mention this. You know, when we talk about the progressive movement of the OCA, and on our task, like the ANC, you know, everyone, there is a way you view and there is a way you make your strategies. So according to Oka, their progress as a team always determines the future outcomes.
Right.
So as ANC, we just opted to invite more friends on board, in which the other stakeholders did not like.
Right.
So does not mean that Oka did not have a proper agenda that may lead them to winning. It is because of the people around it that did not want to buy the other ideas. Yeah, that's it. There is nothing more like it was going to die or it was not meant to go far. No, it was meant to go far, but it can't go far if we can't buy ideas from other stakeholders.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, and also looking at today's headlines, there is one that is mentioning Kalonzo telling the rivals that they should brace up for a tough race, and now they're saying even though they feel ANC party leader Musalia Mudavadi walked out of One Kenya Alliance, they have begun a series of rallies to craft themselves and plan themselves also for the topmost seat. And do we have a clear roadmap now going forward within One Kenya Alliance that you feel, it's now clear, maybe to some extent, they may pick Kalonzo Musyoka as the flag bearer, and is there a likelihood that they may cause a tough race to you guys?
You know, when we speak about what Kalonzo just said, you know, each and everyone where you are, you have to first ascertain yourself that, you know, I can go there, no matter what the challenges that you see. So I think Kalonzo is just defending himself to be relevant, nothing more. And also trying to inform other competitors that, you know what, I am here.
And I'm here to stay.
And you should not take me for granted or underestimate me. I can do something. So according to me, Kalonzo is just trying to alert his fellow principals that, okay, guys, you know I'm here. You should not forget about me. He's just trying to advertise himself, but I don't see...
Is it not a political threat to some extent that you may have a hard time to get to win the election?
I don't think so. To his backyard, actually, I have a good number of supporters. You know, they do say that if you can qualify to get at least 40% in a person's backyard, then you are good to go. Because if I get 40% in your backyard, you get 5% on my backyard, who is going to win?
And if he gets his tab to the topmost seat, don't you think that 40% will be reduced? And
already
you may end up...
Already is eyeing for the top. So we are viewing it as he is on the top right now. Because when you talk about the bloc, we are talking about his region, where his stronghold. As you can see, the stronghold of Kalonzo, actually right now I can't see clearly his stronghold. Because most of his backyards have been dominated some people, not him. So I don't see.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to take a short break here. When we come back, we'll be starting to discuss about the agendas of the Kenya KWANZA, a coalition that it's part of the NC and the UDA. And what is this talk about Pesa Mfukoni, Uchumi Bora? Does it resonate well with the youths? You particularly in your capacity as a youth, how well have you received these agendas and what do they mean for the youths particularly? And that is what we'll be coming to finish on. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, what we are discussing here is all about the formation of coalitions. And we want to have two gentlemen in studio here, but
Boss TV, where inspiration strikes.
See, in fact, you are everything I ever wanted in a woman.
I think your husband is having an affair.
I'm suffer in this marriage.
See, these things happens in Bollywood movies.
I've discovered that you're a witch.
Why don't you have a single drop of human sympathy?
The fact that I've been polite with you all these years doesn't mean I'm afraid of you.
You better take care to whoever that is responsible for that pregnancy. We don't have a bastard in our family.
I will not be here and allow that useless girl tear my family apart.
Point of correction. I am not abandoning my own family.
What is it? Shh! Frank, you won't sleep with me, your wife in the house. You won't sleep with me in the office. How would you want me to get satisfaction? How would you expect us to have another child?
What do you mean this is not?
Oh, please don't tell me that.
Now, ni Boss TV kukuletea kipindi ukipendacho kitakachokufunza mapishi na mahajumati mbalimbali ya Kipwani. Ukiletwa nami mtoto wa Kipwani Bimishi Omar Zuberi almaarufu